Many men like to say the phrase that life is a war. That's one of the worst types of mindsets that you can choose to live your life by. Life is not a war. Instead, it's a blessing, period. But understanding and using the strategies of war is a must if you not only want to survive, but thrive in this world. As the Bible says, be wise as serpents, but as gentle as doves. The Art of War is one of the greatest books that you should read, even though it's based on the ancient Chinese combat strategies. But in today's video, we will discuss how those strategies can help you win in life as well. With that said, let's discuss the 7 lessons from Art of War that every man needs to understand. Number 1. Proper planning and preparation are the keys to success. Sun Tzu, the writer of this book, was a military strategist who understood the need to carefully plan and prepare for battles. He would devote countless hours to perfecting his understanding of fighting tactics and record everything he learned to be more equipped for the subsequent encounter. One of the greatest principles he understood was that preparation alone is insufficient. If his soldiers weren't ready to carry out his ideas, even the best laid plans would surely fall short. So, he would practice with his soldiers until every formation and every maneuver was repeated until they were automatic. They developed such strict discipline that his soldiers obeyed every directive he issued. But why was this necessary? Simple. When the actual war began, when his soldiers saw real blood being spilled on the ground, guts being torn out, they would stick to the original plan. And this was only possible through countless repetitions of the original plan. The same applies to your daily life. The amount of preparation you put forth to be strong and masculine ultimately determines whether you succeed or fail. Repetition is essential. Remember, as humans, we are creatures of habit. That's why once you get used to something, it becomes your comfort zone that you don't want to leave. In the same way, repeat your vitreous and high-quality habits over and over again until they become your new comfort zone. So when the real battle begins, when the urges hit you to deviate from your path, you won't do so because your planning and repetition is so strong. In fact, there's a perfect quote for this as well. Hard work and discipline beats talent. This essentially means that a talented person who doesn't repeat their original plan over and over again will fail miserably once the real battle begins. As a man of honor and discipline, you will find yourself defeat someone who is more talented but puts in less effort. Be not afraid of the man that has kicked 10,000 times once, but the man that kicks once 10,000 times. Number 2, the battle is won in the mind long before it is on the field. So many men lose because of this very reason. They say, "Oh, it's too hard," before even making an attempt at doing the actual task. This means that half of their foot is in the door from the start and never fully committed to begin with. Make up in your mind that you will win the war before stepping on the battlefield. Already imagine yourself raising the trophy of victory. There are so many people that doubt your capabilities in life already. Why add your own self to their list? Develop the confidence that comes from knowing you can overcome any obstacles life presents. But this type of belief in yourself can never form if you doubt your own abilities. You must prove to your subconscious mind that success is yours. That can only happen through repetition of success in the training ground, which will replicate itself in the real battleground. Simply put, To win in the mind means to be so assured that you did everything in your ability to prepare, and that your knowledge and experience will help you get through even the most trying situations. Number 3, attack with precision and strategy. Victory in war is not about the level of destruction you create. Instead, the goal of war is to overpower the enemy. This kind of victory can only be attained through cautious planning. To have an advantage on the battlefield, these are the biggest tactics you need to apply. Firstly, counter the enemy's strategy or plans. Then, separate the enemy from its league. And finally, attack the enemy. Of course, as a regular man, you are not Alexander the Great, who had armies to fight. But what this essentially means is to never act out of emotion. Regardless of how strong your emotions may overflow at the time, never snap. Instead, act with precision and strategy. Always calculate the risk of your actions, the consequence they will hold, how you will deal with those consequences, and whether or not the risks outweigh the benefit of your action. There's an example of a famous emperor who ordered 100,000 troops. As was custom, the emperor requested wine from the general. However, he was given a pot of human waste instead. The emperor was so annoyed that he immediately attacked the city without planning out his strategy. And guess what happened? Exactly 30 days later, over half of his army was dead. So remember, it's chess, not checkers. Number 4, use a united energy. The art of war is the ultimate guide to leadership. As a leader of a company or a firm, or even your family or women, you should be able to manage your teams into a single force. This unity can be the element that helps you overcome your rival and increase your demand in the market. The writer of this book recommends adopting a pyramid of command. Build your team from the bottom, comprising strong individuals. Later, move up each level by building larger and larger units. You can create several teams with a separate leading officer, whose only job would be to manage his inferiors at each level and report back to his superiors. Once again, this strategy doesn't mean that you need to build a whole army for yourself in this contemporary day and age, but learn the art of correct organization. Learn who to outsource your work to and how to do it. Number 5, maneuvering. Maneuvering is the strategy of making orders for a physical army. If you force your troops to march for 30 miles, you will lose men for various reasons. There is a balance between propelling them to gain an advantage and propelling them too far. Instead, the art of maneuvering suggests that you trap your rivals, especially when your rivals think of you as being on an aimless course or retreating. Then you have an upper hand, because in reality, you are on a direct and focused path. This attitude aims to confuse the rival. I have seen so many men complain that no one believes in them or doesn't take them seriously. Well, according to this strategy, that's a plus sign that you should embrace, because when the enemy doesn't know what you're up to, they can't exploit you. So keep your head down, work full speed, and don't go around telling people your every move. You will soon find the blessings that reside in secrecy. And that, my brothers, is what you call a tactical maneuver. Number 6, variations of tactics. Circumstances sometimes call for different tactics and choices. There are cities you shouldn't attack and roads you shouldn't take. In war, some choices will be fatal. However, these strategies will always come from the general. There are 5 significant ways a general can fail when deciding methods. They include recklessness and agitation, cowardice and fright, and rash temperament. And finally, too much compassion for the troops, which might make a general second-guess his rulings and worry about them instead of focusing on victory alone. The book suggests one of these 5 faults is to blame whenever an army is defeated or a leader is killed. Being a good leader isn't just focusing on the ultimate goal. It is basically taking the right decisions for your coworkers. A lousy boss who relaxes in his office while his team works tirelessly to turn in the project on time would have no respect among his employees. You must always lead by example and never act on impulse. And of course, as you just heard, don't be reckless in your daily activities. Don't get agitated. Don't be a coward. And above all, don't be frightened by competition. And finally,
Number 7.
Use spies. The book gives a strong warning against wasteful campaigns that extend a lot of resources or hours of labor, when a simple use of intelligence or foreknowledge would be more efficient. This can only be obtained through 5 kinds of spies, which include local spies, inside spies, converted spies, doomed spies, and surviving spies. In your daily life, this simply means to be aware of your competitors. Be aware of their every move. In fact, this is why most people fail businesses as well. They believe in luck. Let's say they want to be on YouTube. You will see them make a video that is very low quality and is based on a subject no one wants to hear. They will then complain, "Oh, people just don't get my content," while in reality, they are being crushed by their competitors. The best solution comes back to this point. Gain intelligence on your competition. Study them. What are they doing well in their business that has helped them achieve such great records? Then go out and make content again. Only this time, your content will be better because you know the weaknesses of your competitor, where they lack, while also knowing their strengths that you can replicate. So, remember, brothers, live a strategic life, and above all, consider it a blessing. You are already victorious because victory begins from the mind. To see the next best way to level up as a man, watch this video here.